Well, today we have a much more somber video than usual. I'm out in the field. I'm in Albury, and I'm looking at my YouTube schedule at the moment, and I don't know when I'm going to be home to do another normal video. So I've decided I'm going to have to do some content on the road. Now, the problem with doing content on the road is editing facilities are a bit limited, and my little laptop takes donkey's years to edit video, so it's going to be a basic little edit. Now, to give you some context, and I need to be sensitive about this, you've seen this camper van in a couple of my videos in the past, and it might give you a bit of a hint as to who and where I'm at. There was a bit of a tragedy that went on here, and I've addressed that in some of my shorts and also a long form, and I'll have a link to a Gofundme below if it's relevant at that point in time. Safest to say, there is a funeral to be paid for, and I'm pulling out of my disability fund and my YouTube revenue, all of my YouTube revenue, what little there is, to help pay for this funeral. So this is leading to what I thought was going to be a week or two away, and it's going to be nearly a month, and the only reason I'm going to have to go home after a month is I need to go back to oncology and get my treatment for multiple sclerosis. None of this is cheap. I'm in the hole for $3,000 already, and I haven't even started paying for things. This six-wheeler here has cost me $1,000 in diesel alone. Now, it's not easy to see because things are camouflage, but my six-wheel drive Ambo here has done pretty well. I do have to do some repairs in the field. I'll video those as best I can. This rooftop tent is a godsend. You probably saw the video of me doing that, where I had to do it as a bit of an emergency job. I had grander plans for that, but that's been a godsend with the apprentice, and I'm getting bitten by mosquitoes. So I'm back inside the mobile filming studio, and I'm gonna have to sit forward a bit. Content on the road is going to be difficult, and up until recently I've been producing something every single day. I will do a whole bunch of things in a go with my ADHD. I need to find a barber tomorrow, by the way, and I will end up just scheduling one every day. I'm doing a short every 2 days and a long form every 2 days, switch hitting between the two. I've been doing that for over a year now, and I may end up being forced to slow down. I know I have shorts all the way through to December at this point, and it's the start of November at the moment, I think. Yes, so I could conceivably ignore my channel entirely until Christmas and not have to worry about it, but it would be all shorts, and it would probably drive away a lot of you long form viewers. So we'll have a look at the pretty lights through the projection screen here. I don't know where I'm going with this video. Like all of them, I don't script them. I don't have a set plan. But this is going to be a long trip. It's already been a long trip. It took us 2.5 days to get here anyway. Because of my MS, I have to slow down. My apprentice's needs, the slow nature of the vehicle, the traffic accidents along the way, highway stuff, toll roads, and the fact that as a result of my accident with the six-wheel drive a little while ago, I'm on my golden point on my license. Those traffic lights in town have very short yellow light cycles. I do need to investigate that further, but I have bigger problems at the moment to deal with. So yeah, I'm not sure where to go with this, but I may just have to start and record some bits and pieces on the side of the road. While I'm at it, some updates on different things. The oven that we've seen recently, this door is very difficult to clean. It is a problem with the buddy oven. I tried doing cookies, like prefab cookie dough in here the other day. It was great. It took about 45 minutes. And I walked away and forgot about it, and the residual heat burnt them to a crisp. And so, of course, everything in there stinks like cookie dough. So, while we're on the topic, boiling vessel is still going well. No, I haven't changed the thermal fuse in it. I have to get one. The RTX 2000 air conditioner is an absolute godsend right now. It's been 30 degrees during the day and like 10% humidity, and just absolutely horrible weather for me. I could not have survived without it. Little item I picked up the other day. Bit skeptical about these. I didn't want to pay like 40 or 50 bucks for them. I got that one for about 30 bucks at Aussie Disposals. That thing's magic. It works amazingly well. When I've got all these lights on, the bugs all fly in, and when we shut the door, the bugs stay in and then crawl all over your face once you turn the lights off. I turn that on, and within literal seconds it's starting to fill up with bugs. I cannot fault it at all. On the deliveries and donations front, I have my secret box of 150 expensive Tim Tams here. They are working really well. Okay, so also update, the Jeep followed us up that way, so we can do a bit of running around and a bit of scouting and have a bit more versatility, especially when we're assisting with relocating boxes of stuff to storage and whatnot, because it sounds like our host here is going to have to shift houses. Since this death, he's probably not going to be able to afford the rent, so we're going to need the extra help. In any case, this thing threw an O2 sensor fault and a popped a fault code up on the way here. I forgot to bring my diagnostic gear with me, and of course I found out that you can cycle a key 3 times and it will actually give you the fault code in plain text on the dash, which I think all cars should be able to do. I think all cars should have just a button that does that. You push the button and it shows you the fault codes on the dash. Alright, a little bit of an update. People on the channel, as they've heard about what's going on, have been asking for updates, so I may end up just compressing all of these things together into an episode. We'll find out. I'll record an intro later. Every time I record, there's something going on. There's a truck coming past here. Anyway, lots has happened. We finally got my friend's body off with the funeral director that we preferred. We had somebody else that I'm only going to describe as a vulture. In this particular state, it's, well, not exactly, but it is basically first in, best dressed with funeral directors to pick up a body, whereas in my home state, the next of kin have got to sign them out. So we were quite concerned that this guy was going to try and pick her up, and he'd already explained to us that yes, they've released her to me and we're going to do that. I was quite emotional about that yesterday, but she left in the good hands today. So yeah, we're able to handle all of that. Due to an event that's happening in the town that the funeral is going to take place in, we can't do the funeral at the time we want to, but she was in very good condition, so the funeral director said we can wait a couple of weeks. So I now need to go up to my my sister-in-law, who is my brother's widow, my late brother's widow. Her brother has been diagnosed with brain cancer, had emergency surgery, and now he's going into daily chemo. So I'm going to go up and try and see them as well, who they live not far from where the funeral is going to take place. So I'm going to leave about a week or so early, go through, check out the funeral parlour, try and help with all that sort of stuff. We've finished works on the ambo here. We're going to pack up the rooftop tent there as well. Once I'm done with all of that, I'll go through, see my sister-in-law. I'm going to need sunscreen. It is way hotter than I'm comfortable with up here. I lived up this way for about 6 years, and I don't know how I survived it, to be honest. It was 37 degrees and 10% humidity yesterday. Everything's a bit all over the place, and I won't ramble on too much more, but yeah, that's pretty much where things are going to go. And I'll record a little bit more along the way. We did take some time to take the bereaved husband, also a close friend of mine, out to a few places. I'll film them. We're going to try and go to the Bandiana Military Museum today, and sort of get a look around there. We were going to go to the Coral Chocolate Factory and Whiskey Distillery. I don't drink, but my wife does. We were going to look at that. I don't know if that's happening yet. My wife and kid have to go back to school and work respectively tomorrow. That leaves me a free agent for a couple of weeks before I have to do chemo again back home, and then I've got to come back up here again for a funeral. I don't know if that'll be a train or whether I'll be bringing the 6-wheeler. I don't know yet. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, hopefully I can meet some of the family down there of the deceased, and we'll catch up with them.
and it's been rough on me. I had a bit of an emotional moment yesterday morning, but I'm trying to hold it together to help this guy out. So there's still more paperwork to do. Half of that stuff we're not going to be able to lodge until after we get certificate, and that won't happen until after the funeral. Anyway, I'm going to go eat and continue packing up. My apprentice has found something familiar looking. Alright, well, we stopped at the Bandiana Museum, had a bit of a look around. Now we've got to make like a sheepdog. Alright, so a bit of an update. I've departed Albury. I'm on the way to see a couple of family members. One I haven't seen in quite a number of years, and then later on my late brother's widow. Her brother's got some problems as well, some very serious problems, so I need to go and catch up with them while I can. Then I'm back home, chemo treatment, and hang around, neurologist visit, then straight back up for a funeral, then back down again, and then probably back up here again by train to help with more paperwork. So it's gonna be a busy couple of months. Anyway, I stopped at a servo. I bought some sunscreen, and because I can't find the other tube that I bought, so I've probably got about 6 months supply now. My arm is hanging out the window here all day in the sun, as is my knee. It's in the sun. First time in a long time I need sunscreen, but yeah, we'll get there. So I just stopped off at the Tungamah pub. Probably the best meal I've had in the last couple of weeks. Bloody get the Palmer if you're ever in this way. Wonderful art through here too. There's some silo art. Check that out. Anyway, back on the road. Another 300 k's to go. Alright, well, made it to Ballarat with 10 minutes to spare before a caravan park closed. I got a spot for the night for about $50. Not the cheapest, but they have showers, they got power hookup, there's a camp kitchen and a bunch of other stuff. Most importantly, there's a pool. I think once it gets to about dusk, I'm going to go check that pool out. It'll be really nice, but a cold shower was good. Sunscreen worked. It was a bloody long day. Anyway, people wanted me to show coming along on this trip. Some of it involves hiding in the air conditioning. So that's what I'm doing for now. Alright, so I've checked out of the caravan park. I'm at an Aldi's in Bendigo. I have done a restock on the cold stuff. And we've got some snag rolls in the oven because I'm trying to save $1, and buying them on the road is expensive. I also got some fresh fruit. I still have gout. Walking is an absolute pain in the rear end, or a pain in the big toe in my case. So yeah, we'll get on the road. I'm going to Maryborough today, possibly via Denali, and then maybe Ararat, Geelong, Sorrento, somewhere about there. We'll see how we go. Got a lot of distance to do. Every now and then you get a sign that you are really tired this morning. I have to take my belt off and fix this. Alright, we pulled up to Couple of nice hot snag rolls there for us. We'll find some sauce. I think I've got some dead horse there. Have a feed. Alright, so this is Denali. And these are snag rolls. This is lunchtime. Okay. We have pulled up at the cemetery. I'm going to put the drone up, get an aerial photograph or two for mapping purposes. And yeah, we'll head on to Maryborough. I wonder if somebody has opened that when they shouldn't have. I might go lock that door up. But anyway. Alright, so Maryborough for the night. I'm ditching the trailer and going to find some fuel. And then we talk to funeral directors tomorrow. Okay, my washing is done. It's going to be shower time soon. Time to check on the oven. Now I had the tray on this for about an hour. I've taken it off for the last little bit to crispy them up. We'll see how good they look. The nuggets are looking good. There we go. Put them on a heat-proof surface. Turn our oven off. Alright. It's going to be some fun times ahead while I'm sorting out food here. I can have a bit of a chat. My mate, his incomings or his outgoings are far greater than his ingoings. He gets about $1,000 a fortnight. For Americans, that's every 2 weeks. From a pension. His rent is $770 a fortnight. Those maths don't really add up. So we're going to have to figure out how to get him somewhere to survive. And meeting with all his requirements is going to be difficult too, considering he's got pets and multiple vehicles. Buying a block and letting him live in his RV on there, we've contacted the council. They don't want to know about that. They give you 60 days, then you've got to move your RV or your caravan. So that's not so much of an option either. We've got some fun times ahead. And I've got lots of nuggets. I didn't realise I did this many. See if we can make loaded chicken nuggets. Poor man's chicken parma. Okay, so I like to pick up feathers for my wife. I'll tell you a little story. I was bent over to pick one earlier and my Leatherman fell out of my pocket. Now, a story that may seem unrelated, I have gout. It's a condition where uric acid builds up in the joint of your toe and it feels like somebody smashed it with a sledgehammer. And even with all this medication, most of this stuff doesn't stop hurting. So where did my Leatherman land? Right on my gouty toe and punched a hole into it. The universe has some problem against my left toe. Not only that, I'm in the 6-wheel drive and I need to use a heavy clutch with my left foot. Yay. Alright, so I'm hiding out inside the back of the 6-wheel drive Ambo with the air conditioning running. Why? Well, I've been on the road for the last 3 weeks and I've still got another week to get home. Then I've got a chemo visit and I'm back up here again for a funeral. Not the best times to be out and about. In any case, we're going to do something with an oven today. I don't really want to go outside because it's something like 35 degrees out there, or at least it was at last check. Let's have a look here. Don't mind my Tim Tam rations. It's cooled down considerably. It's only 26 out there. It was about 38 earlier on. In any case, we might be safe to open the back door.
we're going to figure out what we've got to cook today. Now, on the way out the door, we packed a bunch of things, including some cake mixes. Now, the Golden Gay Time brownies might not be my thing. My daughter was interested in them. What did we have here? We've got self-saucing pudding. I've been meaning to try one of these for a while. So you know what? Let's try a dessert. Oh. Yeah, it's still not fun out there. Alright. Things are still a bit warm in there. Take your oven tray out. What have we got? Baking paper. Now, one problem I have when I have brand new non-stick cookware is this problem. The paper keeps popping back out. Kind of irritating. It just needs a bit of folding. Now, let's see what we got in the fridge. I have lost track of everything and I've got to live on a budget. And stuff is against the fridge door here. So, chicken nugs, olive butter that's almost empty, cheese. What else is in here? There's got to be some butter in here. Garlic butter is probably not going to go well in a self-saucing pudding. Microwave snag rolls. There we go. We have some actual butter. It's buried right down here. It's hard as a rock. So I started getting into things and realised I got no eggs. I forgot to grab some. And as it turns out, I don't have room for them. I guess I will do something with Tim Tams and bananas. I don't know. And in the meantime, I've got to clean stuff up. Alright, so I opted to clean up the wife's side. The wife has gone home. I'm still in the field. But we've still got to keep her side clean, considering I'm occupying it with this big stretcher until I can get home. So, yeah, no idea what I'm doing for dessert. Now, I found a bag of rando food and vitamins, but unfortunately there's no eggs in there or anything I need. There is a supermarket not far away. I could potentially go and get eggs, but I don't have room to store a bunch of eggs in the fridge. I can't use 6, which is the minimum I can buy, and I'm trying to save $1 because I'm getting low on funds, and I've still got to save fuel money to get home, which is going to be about another $600 in fuel to get home because this uses like 30 litres to the 100k. So dilemmas. But I'm thinking of what I've got. There's some dehydrated stuff in there. I seem to recall something. Desserty in here. It's not spag bowl or beef and pasta hotspot. Hotpot, we have apple pie. We've got like 3 of them in there. Alright, so apple pie with banana and Tim Tam, maybe? Have a look at what else I've got. Okay, let's take a look at what this is. 313 mil. So this is like serves 2 or something, doesn't it? It's a regular size. It's about enough for me. Makes 463 grams. What, half a kilo? I guess it's mostly water. Oh, that's right. I've had these before. It comes out kind of like a kind of like pie filling, and you've got some biscuits in there to crush up and sprinkle on the top. Alright, I think I can work with that. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is check how much water is in my boiling vessel. Way too much. Okay, I really need a couple of cups full, so I'm going to empty some of that out the body waste hatch in the floor. That's you know, where you waste bodies, I guess. It's just a hole out into the ground because I'm lazy and don't want to get out again. Okay, now we go and put our lid back on and turn boiling vessel on. Lock the lid down so that all the steam comes out that hole. It'll continue till it boils. In the meantime, we can clean up a bit of spilt water that I've got around here. Apparently my aim isn't too good. Anyway, and we'll figure out how we're going to do the rest. Now, because I was up here for a funeral and not to be filming and didn't expect to be out this long, I didn't bring my good tripod or anything like that. So, excuse the wobbly footage. This is what I've decided to come up with. I'm going to take an apple pie mix, and while it's still hot, I'm going to add some crushed Tim Tams in to make some chocolate and a bit of crunch, although that will soften pretty quickly. And I'm going to slice a banana up into slices and add it in. So I'll have banana and apple pie with a chocolate tinge to it. I think that should fill my sweet tooth for the night. We're going to wait a while for this to boil, and then we'll see how we go. Sometimes you just got to improvise. Now, needless to say, even though I'm running a 16 amp charger off mains, my batteries are not liking all this load. It says there's only 2 amps coming off. That's usually a lie. It's about 4 amps. But we have solar and we have 16 amp charging. But this guy is probably using about 9 or 10 amps. It's on eco. And that little guy over there is going to pull about 14 amps. If I put this on boost, that'll pull another 30 amps. All of this is on 24 volts, by the way. Alright, so a little yellow light is flashing. That means we're about to boil. I'd better start prepping. Okay. Now, so here we go here. Improvised desserts. I think a subscriber of mine, I think by the name of Tom, he said he could feel his blood sugar raising last time I made a dessert, and I can kind of see why. It was a pretty sugary one last time. Alright, banana here. Okay, let's add some banana slices in here as well. Hopefully this works out. I really do. Okay, measuring cup. We'll spin the camera around just so that you can see what I'm doing over this side. Now it calls for 1 1/4 cups, so here is 1 cup and roughly 1/4 cup is here, about 125. There we go. That's more like half a cup, but we've got a fair bit of stuff in here tonight, so it should be right. We'll mix that around a fair bit. Alright, let's see what it tastes like. It's been about 10 minutes or so, and it's solidified nicely. Bananas took up the little bit of extra water that I accidentally put in there. So we have, ooh, let's have a look. That's actually quite nice. Ooh, it's very nice. Okay, let's crush up our biscuits. Some days I've got dexterity and some other days I don't. Today I seem to have dexterity for handling Leathermans but nothing else. Weird. There's our dessert. I'm happy. I'm going to eat it and enjoy. We've got projector up here. We're going to load up some stuff. That's a Raspberry Pi, by the way. We're going to watch a movie and eat our dessert. Alright, another day down. Today we go to Ararat. I'm very tired. And I think the medication has started to work on my toe. I almost feel like I can move it today. That'll be nice when pushing down the heavy clutch. Not much more to say at the moment. Just waking up. Packed up, freshly showered. It's time to go see funeral directors and then move on to the next stop. It's going to be fun.
Right, let's wind our window down. Oh, I've got an antenna to put back on. That's what I forgot. Alright. See if we can find where we will go. Back over the border again. Starting to see a big bit of signs. So I'm sitting here waiting for an appointment, and I took the cover off the steering wheel because the bolt rattled out while I was driving it. And I noticed something. They say use extractor, do not use hammer to remove steering wheel. I'm guessing that Land Rover kind of expected people to use hammers on every part of their vehicle. Apparently this is one bit you can't get away with doing it. Alright, so I'm in the field in the 6-wheel drive Land Rover Prenti ambulance. My handbrake's not holding on properly. I'm going to see if I can do a field adjust. Alright, this would be a typical Land Rover scenario. The adjustment is underneath, not on the handbrake pedal. I have to crawl underneath. Well, that's not happening today. Alright, time for more lunch. We're going to rip this guy out. We're going to put the racks back in. Make ourselves some snag rolls. These are microwave snag rolls, but I put them in for about an hour in this at about 180. They come out just nice. Rightio, 180 for about an hour. My LED, I've got to fix that again. Stopped working again. I'll find out why. Find out if this gets warm in a couple of minutes. If it does, we know it's working. Alright, that's the funeral director done. So glad we went with this guy. He's an excellent dude. And I've forgotten where the camera is on here to look at. Alright, so I've got another 90 something kilometers to do. Weather's starting to warm up. Let's check my timer. I've got another 58 minutes. That doesn't seem right. Probably got about another 50 minutes or so for my food. So I'll pull up somewhere about then when the food's ready. Alright, let's get on the road. So just stopping for a moment at Avoca on the way through. My food's just ready, and I like to stop and check out the memorials when I can. This is from the 1919 side. There's one. Here's another. There we go. Now, it's not Australia without dead horse on your pies and sausage rolls. Rightio. Gonna eat. We'll get back in the driver's seat. Well, I'm stopped on the side of the road for a little bit. I'm going to zoom through the trees here and see if you can see the wind turbines. It's a bit hard to see them through the trees here. There's one right there. We are about 20 k's from the area where I picked up this 6-wheel drive. So yeah, familiar territory. But we've got a fair bit to go yet. About 13 k's off my destination at the moment. So we'll see you there soon. Okay, well, we're in town, and I'm going to go visit some family, and obviously we're not going to tell you exactly where that is. I'm going to go do that, and I'll check in with the camera pretty much after I'm done. I'm smelling a hot oil smell, but I don't know if it's got anything to do with that, or if it's me, or whatnot. I've got to give this thing a good check over when we get to the campsite tonight. Alright, there's a lake out here. They allow camping. We're going to see what it looks like out here, whether we get a campsite or whether we pay our donation. Alright, so I had a look around the lake, and it was cold showers. There was a single power point I could probably sneak some use into to charge up a couple of batteries. But yeah, wasn't really worth it. The toilet stunk, showers were cold, there were people everywhere. It's a beautiful spot, but yeah, so I found a caravan park. It's fairly quiet. It was only 30 bucks. Let's go find our spot. Okay, they were good enough to park me right near the amenities. That's the amenities there. Now, are we level on this site? Or we are a little bit downhill. Like every site I've parked at, it's been downhill this way, and I sleep on this side, so it's kind of annoying, but we'll see what it's like in the back. I've got to unhitch, go into town and come back later on anyway. Alright, of greater importance, however, are my chicken nuggets. I've got to pull out and turn them over. They've been in about half an hour at the moment. Alright, break from the heat while I wait for lunch to cook. This is turning into a blog style video. Okay, I pulled my chicken nuggets out, firing up some YouTube. Gonna have another poor man's chicken parma. And yeah, I hit some bumps and stuff, moved around. Some more dust shook out of the front, so I got red dust on the bed. Had to take the sheets off and clean them tonight. Fun stuff. So I got a couple of hours to eat. I'm gonna go see my nephew and my niece, see how they're going. But I need food first. Alright, so meet and greet with the family went quite well. A lot of catching up to do. It's dark now, as you might guess. I found a Woolies, and I think I found some roast vegetables and stuff. My stomach hasn't been right this whole trip, so I'm trying to get some new nutrition into me and some of the vitamins and stuff. Found a few other bits and pieces. I'm going to retreat back to the caravan park. Hopefully they still let me in this late. And I'm actually feeling cold. It's nice to have some cool weather. Somebody stopped by who's planning on paying something like $50,000 for a 110 Defender. He wanted to stop and ask me some questions, so I don't know, I gave him a YouTube business card. He might be a subscriber, we'll see. I could end up running into him. He's heading back the same way tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, let's go make dinner and deal with this stomach that's feeling funny. Alright, I found some supplies, found some rye bread. I was hoping for sourdough. I used to get Helga's a lot, and they started cutting corners, so I stopped buying it. Found some eggs. That'll be good. Found this stuff. It's a roast medley mixed vegetables. It looks like it's in a plastic tray, but I think I might be able to put it in the oven and have some vegetables with dinner. I found some yogurt too. Goes well with the bananas. And it might be sort of fake yogurt, but it's got the right cultures in there that I think might settle my stomach. I'm not sure it's that I've been stressed and whatnot, or that I've taken lots of anti-inflammatories this trip, or the culture scene, or maybe I've lost track of what it feels like to be really properly hungry. But something's not right with my stomach, so I'm going to try and bring in some more vitamins, minerals, and a bit of fresh food and see how we go. Okay, so let's read directions here. For best results, do not defrost before heating. Preheat to 200 degrees. Remove plastic film from container. Place the tray in oven and cook for 50 to 60 minutes. Really? I can cook in this tray. Interesting. We'll find out how it goes, I guess. Alright, well these look good, but they smell good rather. They look a bit interesting, but they're frozen. Just got this on the preheat. I'm always skeptical when I got to put a tray in an oven, especially when the tray doesn't fit. Alright, so I decided I didn't trust the plastic tray, so I got my cake tin out.
That also doesn't fit in the top, so we'll put that back down again. Either way, I trust the non-stick metal pan a lot more than that plastic one. Just given that this is a bit of an unusual arrangement, I'm worried it might melt at the bottom. We're going to wind that all the way up to 2 hours. Because what does it usually say? It usually takes about twice as long as recommended in this. So where are we? It says from 50 to 60 minutes. So I reckon 2 hours is going to be about right. But some decent roast veggies would be really nice. Alright, so these veggies smell awesome. I've had a shower. Really worth it. I'm having bananas and yogurt because I need a bit of that in there while I wait, because it's about an hour away. Let's have a look over the messy end here. It's 12 degrees outside and weather station thinks there's rain coming, and to be honest, the feel in the air kind of tells me that might be the case too. We are kind of scheduled for it this end of the world. I actually feel a little bit cold sitting outside today, which is a nice feeling. More to the point, I can feel it in my legs. I can actually feel my legs for the first time in 3 weeks. This is awesome. Multiple sclerosis when things get hot. For me, because the C6 vertebrae was the first one to demyelinate when I first had an attack. Everything from the neck down goes a bit haywire when I get hot. Legs are usually the first indicators of that. There are some injuries on my legs that I don't recall or don't remember feeling happen. However, I took colchicine for a couple of days and some ibuprofen this morning. I've been hydrating. I've changed my diet, eating less purine-rich foods, and it's coming good. I've also taken some of the stress off. These are all happy things, and I'm about 2 days from home now. So all the stressful stuff I've got to do is done. I'm going to go home and rest for a bit. Alright, these roast veg have had their 2 hours. Oh, they look good. Okay. They smell good. I ended up adding a little bit of garlic oil or garlic infused olive oil to them. About the 1 hour mark. They look and smell excellent. I'm going to eat them straight out of the pan. Alright, well, I'm awake. Something like 8 in the morning. Feel like a truck hit me. But it's cool enough this morning that I can probably get away with a cup of tea. Actually, how cool is it? It's 12 degrees out there. That's quite a comfortable temperature for me. I will turn on the boiling vessel this morning. And we'll make ourselves a cuppa. I'm going to go find the camp kitchen. Going to scrub up some stuff before we leave. And yeah. Alright, nearly time to go. Time for daily pre-start checks. See if we can get this up. A couple of real basics. Alright. Header tank's got a bit of air in it. I'll top a little bit of water up on that. I don't know if I've got a leak or not, but I top it up just a little bit. In truth, it's probably the right level, and it just keeps leaking out the overflow, but we'll work that out later. Anyway, oil. We're out with oil. We are surprisingly down just a little bit on oil. I might chuck a tiny bit of extra oil back in there. Now, fun fact, this is how I carry my spare oils, in green jerry cans like this. I should have done that with the new stuff. All the waste oil, because it got loose. Alright, well, we've pulled up at our campsite for the night. This will hopefully be the last night on the road. Tomorrow we'll be home. Alright, so another day, another map. We're at a campsite, we paid our fees. Now I have to find the keys and start up again. 77, 78, there's ours right there. Slightly nose uphill. That'll be nice. Alright, there's the power head right there. Awesome. Alright, pulled up. And I stopped at a farm gate shop on the way. And they were selling snag rolls. Yep. Is that off? I think it is. Alright. So these snag rolls smell excellent. And I bought like 6 of them for like 17 bucks. Oh, they've come out really nice.
go. And I'm really hungry right now, so I'll put 3 in. If I can get it out. For some reason the oven's hot. Can't imagine why. There we go. Oh, it is a relief to have some air movement. When you get hot weather and you sweat and it's humid, there's no air movement. It doesn't dissipate any heat. But yeah, there are rail works going on over here. They're putting a new railway overpass, so they're running all the traffic under the rail line and putting a bridge for the trains over the top. So you keep hearing the 3 track charges go off every time a train comes through. But I think we can see, if I can zoom over here, a little bit of that through there. A little bit of the stuff going on. But yeah, I'm outside Bindi territory. Although these might be some Bindis here, I'm not sure. But it means I can probably run around barefoot without getting spikes in my feet. That'd be really nice. Oh, this looks good. Wow. Way better than I thought. Hey, look at that. That's awesome. I'll let that cool for a little bit, and then we're going to have some nice dessert. I'll add some banana bits on this. We'll get a spoon into it and see how we go. Alright. See how we go here. See what this looks like. Alright. Very pudding-like. Nice chocolate sauce under there. Looks really good. Ooh. Oh, it's really nice. So if you're ever thinking about getting one of these Travel Buddy ovens, just do it. I'm making self-sourcing pudding while I'm at a campsite. Alright, well that's as far as I got with it. It's delicious, but I am just too full. So it's going to get scraped into the bin. Unfortunately, when you're in the field, sometimes these things happen. Bucket full of hot water. They have a disabled shower over there, which is great, but it's also very windy. So I'm going to stop filming. This was self-sourcing pudding in a 24-volt Travel Buddy. Well, the sun's setting, and I'm full. I'm going to snooze. Tomorrow, the ferry. So I'm getting hungry again. The sun's setting, and I've got a 24-volt Travel Buddy oven. Somewhere in the fridge here, I think I have some pizza slices. These are Aldi specials. Let's see how these go. You see these things? These are flying foxes. They're going out looking to raid everybody's fruit trees and see what other mischief they can cause. Alright, I've been snoozing for a bit, and it's been about 6 hours since I last ate something, so I'm too hungry to care about how well done this is. These are coming out now, and they're stuck to the foil. Alright, that can turn off. Well, we have pizza. It's not great, and it's not done properly. I don't care. I also forgot that every time I put this on foil, it sticks to it.
Next time I'm going to use baking paper. And repairs start first thing in the morning. I went to open this today, and the body waste hatch and the pin came off it. Just like that. It's fallen off. So we're going to fix it. Now, if I'm lucky, and mostly because I don't fit between these areas, this will just be a piece of lock wire or tie wire that will fix this. Let's have a look here. This is going to go through that pin there. Oh, geez, I'm glad that bit didn't fall out, but that looks like that's meant to go that way. Alright, with a bit of illumination we worked out that there's actually a hole behind that, and that's meant to operate the latch like so. That works better. So we're going to shove a piece of wire through and bend it over. Trim you off, and we will bend you up as well like that. That should, for the short term, function. It'll get us home. So now we can do that. We can unlock and then pull up. It's the main thing. We'll push some of the dust and dirt out of the way. Very important when I want to wash the floor. All the water drains out here. Alright, it's the morning. It's just past 6. It's the last day on the road. Today is the ferry day. I think I'm going to skip breakfast and get going and have breakfast on the ferry, and find a rest area on the other side. There's a rest area with showers over there. I think I'll make use of them. Alright, we made it to the ferry loading area. There's a new pedestrian dock here. They've rebuilt this whole loading area. So interesting. I think one of the ferries is under repair at the moment. So I think the one that we've got, the lift doesn't work. But we'll see which one it is when we get here. Alright, I've got the best part of an hour to wait for the ferry. And take some happy snaps. And I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. Made a cuppa, found a seat. I'm going to sit here for a while. Well, the ferry's pulling in. Time to get going. Nobody on that today. And the lifts do work on this one. We go, oh no, that one says not in use. We did get the one with the lift out of order. Doesn't matter, I can manage the stairs today. Alright, I'm going to want a cup of tea while I'm on the way.
So we're getting there. I've just checked the marine tracker. We're a bit over halfway, so I'm going to start prepping down here. Whoever said the 6-wheel drive wasn't amphibious? We're driving across water. Found myself a nice little stop-off spot. Gonna have a snooze. Gonna pull my snag rolls out in about half an hour when they're ready. And not far from home from here. Alright, snag rolls just went ding. Guess I'd better get up and eat. Alright, lunch is done. Snooze is done. Ibuprofen's taken. I've hydrated. Time to do the final couple of hours to home. And I'll see you all at home. This will be the last little clip I do till I get there. So I just stirred a turbine fire up. People keep telling me Sparkies earn a lot of money. Well, I had to see it to believe it. This guy did a trip to Bunnings in his chopper. He's come back to the work site. I am back home, safe at my desk. It's been busy last few days. I haven't had a chance to finish up this video or explain everything. Part of which is, if you take a look at my arm, this is the aftermath. I got shingles. I'm a little bit stressed about everything. And if you don't know what shingles is, basically it's adult chicken pox. But go and look it up. Either way, stress is a major trigger of that, and I found this situation very stressful. The upshot of this is I've been refused treatment for multiple sclerosis, so I've had to go see my neurologist, which I'll be doing in a couple of days, to find out whether I can get treatment from that. In the meantime, I have a box of antivirals here I've got to take as well every 8 hours. That is helping. It's not as bad as it could be. So that has complicated things. I plan to fly back up for the conclusion of things. I'm going to video the flight, but obviously not the ceremony or service or any of that sort of stuff. I'm just going to explain that I'm flying a plane, and that's why. Or at least I'm flying in a plane, a private charter plane. It is not cheap by any sense of the word, and it's going to take me about 4 or 5 years to make back that money. But it's what you do. It's just what you got to do. So I'm spending money out of a disability fund that I probably won't get back. I'm going to try and pull it out of super and invest it in a high interest bank account, because my super fund is not being nice at the moment. And because I have MS, I can have access to that on compassionate grounds. I digress though. It's been a bloody long trip, and I am exhausted, and you can tell from my voice is knackered. I am so overstressed, everything else. I think by the time you guys see this, I will have probably finished my schedule through Christmas and out the other side. So, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you guys have a good one. I will see you the other side of Christmas. I'm exhausted, and I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy. So,
yeah, I would say I hope this was a good one, but I don't like making videos for this reason. Not when I would keep losing friends. And when I think back about it on this channel, this is about the 5th friend that I've lost while I've been in the middle of making a video. So, yeah, I guess it comes with age. In any case, we will see you in another video at some point. I'm going to take some time to grieve and to process things and all the rest. But I hope this satisfies you who wanted to come along with my trip. I know this was a very long video. We'll see you in the next one.